Do you usually collect your payments at the end of your session as you go, or do you kind of work something out beforehand? Like, can you do the whole project for them and then they pay you later, or do you take it as you go along, as the work is being completed?
I had a client this last session. This is probably a week ago, and he asked, "Why do I have to pay you now? I don't have anything. What if you die? What if this house burns down?" And he was just kind of messing with me because he's a jerk. But it was a good argument, and I said, because that's the way I work. If you don't want don't want to do it that way, then I can just give you the tracks now, and you can mix it yourself. And of course, he was just messing with me. But what's the problem is most bands have no, they're not in touch with reality. They don't see the clock going. You every once in a while, I'd say maybe 10% of all band people can actually they can actually conceptualize this idea that if it costs $50 an hour and you do an hour, then it costs $50. And then the next one costs up to $100, and then another hour is $150. They didn't think that way. They're just making, let's record, man, whatever, yeah. And I get a lot of that. And at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, you owe me this much money, and they're like, what? I can't believe it. And like, well, we've been here since noon. We can do the math, and so a lot of them need a little bit of help with that sort of thing. What was the damn question? I kind of got off on a tangent.
How do you take the payments? As you go, I'm guessing.
So the long story short is, at the end of the day, pay me. And this keeps them in line and from running up some, because they'll just go for weeks and weeks and weeks. Let's stack 16 backing vocals. Let's be Def Leppard, and let's just add Egg Shaker to 85 parts, things like that. Bands get out of control, so it's good. We're on the way home after they have to pay that bill. They can look at each other and go, we're a little low on cash, guys. Maybe we got to be a little careful. It's just constant feedback for them is really what it boils down to. But if they say, hey, can I pay you next time? It's not a big deal. I never let a debt get too far out of control. And here's the thing. I'm always let a band know that if they owe me money and it's been a little bit, I always tell them how I have these like mafia dreams, and it's not really a threat. I just let them know that I can be a psychopath. They need to know I have that gene. It's kind of like when you see any man, you want to know that he's the kind of guy that doesn't put up with any bullshit. And, or at least not, everybody has a limit. And, I tell them I have dreams. I want cutting people's fingers off and shit. I always just wanted someone to betray me. I like to quote the
Iceman.
Oh, there you go. He got a lot worse than fingers. But, I like to quote the Pulp Fiction thing, like, it would be worth them doing it just for me to catch them doing it. And so I like to plant a few pictures, like, don't screw me over. But so far, I think I've had one band, and that wasn't even that much money, so that hasn't paid me. So you got to have procedures in place to enforce that. But otherwise, yeah, they pay every day. That's the best way for everybody.